Hello, welcome to another Alpha Strike We Play video. So this video is basically telling everyone that we're starting a new series for BattleTech, and it's ProtoMechs.
ProtoMechs. This Finally. Is going to be your baby, buddy.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah. I know the basics.
They are a fascinating little unit for the game of BattleTech. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about them.
Yes.
Sharing the secrets of them. But yeah, so I'm thinking that we'll probably start with what is a ProtoMech, essentially.
The lore side of what they are and where they come from. We won't go into any rules just yet, but we'll give you a bit of an idea of where they are, what they are.
That's right, yeah.
So, should I swoosh?
Swoosh it! Yes, sir. Let's begin.
ProtoMechs. Swoosh.
If this is your first video for us, for the channel, consider subscribing, because when we do actually put out quite a few videos, and we'd like you to see them on time. It helps us too. So
likes and all that jazz.
Yes.
The stuff that you're supposed to do.
Right, so a ProtoMech. A ProtoMech is a clan combat unit invention. Okay? So basically that's trying to... It all came down to the invasion of the Inner Sphere. Like for most things with the clans.
Yeah, well, that was what they were working towards, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's it, yeah. So I'm actually looking, when they were first announced, it was put into this one here, which is the, 3060.
3060
readout. I've referred this readout in a lot of our videos.
Because that's where all your vehicles were, wasn't it?
There's a lot of vehicles and things like that. That's when the vehicles first were sort of letting know what was coming out, things like that. But they also had ProtoMechs. And these were... And there's a funny story behind it, of course. So these were actually developed by Clan Smoke Jaguar.
Ooh, cool. I like them.
But not everyone within the Smoke Jaguars knew it was happening.
Oh, okay.
Right. Now, you probably think, oh, well, you know, that's interesting and things like that. But of all the clans that were left after the death of Kerensky, they were probably the most ardent crusader type. They believed in the caste system and that it is absolute and things like that. So warriors, they are the top dogs, that's it, that sort of thing. So what they say goes. No one else makes the decision. They make the decision, they make the rules, that's how it is. They are really, really hardcore.
Okay.
Right? So people say the Jade Falcons are, which they are, but these guys they are kind of brutal. Okay, so yeah.
Sweet.
And they actually won a chance to go to the invasion of the Inner Sphere. They won their place, and they were assigned an area that carved into the Draconis Combine.
Nice.
All right. Yep. So you've got, you know, it's going to be a pretty full-on battle when you've got warriors like Clan Smoke Jaguar, and they're going up against the Draconis Combine, who have a very sort of samurai, you know, honor bound to sort of fight to the end and things like that. You get those two together, and that's some hard battles, you know.
Yeah.
But as it went, they actually did take quite a lot of planets from them. Okay. But then it's about holding it and having the resources to do it.
So it was like a garrison type.
Yeah, so you come in and you take over these planets, so you are not Draconis Combat anymore, you are now clans, you've got to change into this caste system and things like that. That really, really ain't happening.
Not for the Draconis,
not for them. So they had real problems. And all the years or whatever, there's been like sabotage and all that sort of thing, the population rising up against them. They needed more resources to protect what they'd taken in the Inner Sphere.
Okay. Yep.
The problem is, the clans, they didn't have as much access to all that sort of thing, because you know what they're like. They bid down to the minimum because they don't like wasting stuff, because they didn't have as much to begin with.
Yeah, very resource sparse.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. And that situation is still the same. Think about it. They're using warrior thinking to try and take over the Inner Sphere, which has had so many succession wars, and there is a way to do war. And it's not dueling one-on-one. And that's what you've been saying, and you're right. You know, that's how it is. All right. But that takes a lot of resources, but the Inner Sphere is sort of set up for that. They have
access to
everything, you know, so it was there. So it was going to be a bit of a problem for the Smoke Jaguars to take resources from the home worlds to reinforce all these garrisons that they had to do. They didn't want to leave themselves, well, one, exposed, of course, but not having the actual resources to keep up with that demand is going to really cause problems for them. All right? Now, the scientist cast sort of knew about this as well. Right.
So they started tinkering.
They had some designs. So the top scientists began working on a bold new battlefield unit design that would combine aspects of the BattleMech with the highly successful elemental battle armor. Right.
Okay.
So we're looking at basically making a cheaper battle, or not necessarily. I don't know about cheaper. Let's forget that. Let's look at resource wise.
Yeah,
it's using a fraction of the resource.
That's you've got this, but we can do something very similar with this.
Yeah.
We're not using this, we're using this.
So
it's build 5 of them for that.
It's basically combining, like they're weird, they sort of work a little bit, they have some vehicle rules as far as like changing elevations and all that sort of thing.
Stacking and that sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's basically, it's half the height of a battle mech. These new units would mass roughly 1/10 the weight of the larger machines, and so use 1/10 of the carbon alloy, Myanmar, and all the other stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So if money's not the issue, it's just resources. It's already sounding like a winner. You know.
Oh, yeah.
What you want. But basically, they were working on the premise that a point, which is like 1 unit of 5. So they sort of set up like
the elementals.
So 5 suits working together. So basically, that these 5 of these should be able to take on a much larger battle mech, omni-mech, and win. That's what or at least do so much damage that it renders it pretty much useless.
They should be able to hold their own against reasonable size mechs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The thing is, though, is that they weren't sure if it was actually going to work, the designing. So they sort of decided to do it a little bit in secret, which is a big no-no, especially for this clan, all right? You don't do that sort of thing. But the theory is that we work on it in secret, and once we perfected it and we tested in the field, it's going to do good. We don't have to worry about it. It's all going to be great. We've helped the clan, and it's all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was found out before they actually got it finished. Really, it was pretty bad, and a lot of heads rolled and things like that. But the problem is that they also saw the benefits of it.
Yeah.
So they sort of went with it and things like that. But it is kind of cool to have something like this.
They're very awesome, and I'm assuming that because the only bit that I know of ProtoMech, well, one of the few bits that I know of ProtoMechs is that they use the aerospace cast guys.
Correct.
In there, because it's like a little pod inside the ProtoMech, isn't it?
That's right.
You're not actually like looking out. It's a virtual reality stasis type thing in there.
That's it. Obviously the clans have been tinkering with genetics for a long time, so they've made a better mech warrior.
And a better aerospace.
But the thing is, the changes physically, when you look at it, a aerospace genome, like a warrior, aerospace pilot, they're very different. They've got like their body is much smaller, lighter. They've got these bigger heads and eyes and things like that, just because they're designed to be able to take on the 0G and all that sort of thing,
you need to be fitting in the cockpit and take on all of that sort of stuff, and you need the sensors and things to do that.
That's right.
Split-second decision making.
That's right.
And I assume that, but part of the caste system is probably why they did that. So the mech warriors are like, no, we're the kings of the battlefield type thing. We don't want to do this. So they've gone to the next lowest down sort of thing and gone, hey, you guys want a chance to get down on the ground and do some damage? Yeah, sure. Woo.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's just, we all, like a lot of the stories and things like that, it's always mech warriors who are battling it out to get places and maybe a name or rank and all that sort of thing. But it's also the same for the others.
Yeah,
aerospace is true. So they have pilots that wash out. So they're going to go, if they're lucky, they'll stay as a warrior, but it's not always possible. So they might even be in like a merchant or tech, but they might even go all the way to labor if they're really, really bad.
But if you give them the option to volunteer to go into a ProtoMech planet,
that's exactly right.
Star, then
So, I mean, if they're already lying about it, they would have covered up all their tracks. You know? And maybe at one point they would have come to and say, look, we're we haven't actually told the Khan that we're doing this, but I'm giving you a chance to actually become a warrior again.
One person goes, no, I'm Dobbin.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, there's still people. There's still people. They want to know what's going on. If there's another chance of becoming a warrior, a fighter, or whatever, then they'll take that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's interesting because it uses the enhanced AI and all that sort of thing, technology that they have. The enhanced imaging.
Yeah.
So they use that pretty much, and they get into a fetal position and they load them in the chest of this thing. So if you take the head off this thing, it's not going to... The pilot's here, so it still operates. So that must have freaked someone out the first time they saw it.
Oh, I'm going to say
its
that.
Head off and it's still coming. They're like, oh my God. But yeah. So they pop in here and they wire them up, and because of they have this special medication that they have to give the warrior to help them sync with it, because it's quite elaborate. It's more elaborate than what they put into the mechs, I think.
Yeah, that's the only other thing I know about ProtoMechs is they're all nuts.
Yeah,
because they stick them in like fetal position in like a little chamber in the center of the thing, and then they dose them up with drugs so that they can actually interface, and they go a bit nuts.
But the way it works is that the actual arms and legs, everything, it becomes an extension of them.
Yeah.
So they feel that the arm is their arm. What they look at, that they're in it and they are one.
Yeah.
It gives them this real God complex, and that's really not what you want to give to a smoked jaguar warrior. They got enough of that naturally in doses.
There's a base level. There's us, and then there's a base level for smoked jaguar, and then there's these guys here.
Yes, so you're
fully.
But they do feel that they have this. They get a God complex thing.
Yeah,
they're all powerful, and they've had instances where they didn't want to come out of it, like the mission's over, or said, "No, I'm not coming out."
Yeah, I'm staying.
But they feel the pain.
I was going to say you've also got the downside.
Because they feel it as imagine that feeling as if your arm got ripped off.
It's like a virtual reality type situation thing, but like more melded in to it, sort of thing. So if you're playing like a zombie game and something bites your arm, you don't actually feel it. You
just sort of
Imagine if you actually felt something sink its teeth in you. It's like.
Oh yeah.
So when they get their legs blown off and stuff, they feel it. So it's weird.
Which changes a lot of things. You go into battle, and if you're routinely getting shot at and losing limbs or whatever, you come back. They're gonna lose it, eh?
Yeah.
More morphine, please.
And it's not good for like mech warriors. I think I remember reading there's a little bit of a feedback thing for them, but you're not actually like feeling limbs getting blown off and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the ammo explosion thing does
that's
damage,
it. Yeah,
but that's probably how it feels.
There's a neural feedback thing that happens, but these guys are actually like seriously plugged into all the stuff, and they go okay.
Yeah, they need a lot of like psychology support and everything as well. Psychiatrists and help like that.
Oh dear.
But that's it. So other clans sort of found out about it. And they got the technology, things like that. So blood spirits in particular really, really, really wanted it.
Trials for it.
Yeah. They had issues. They had, I think they were down to one planet at one point. They were like,
holy crap.
But their warriors were like the best. Like the best. Because there's so little there that they could do. And like with resources that they had to meet them. Like, man, those guys must be hardcore. Really hardcore. So for them it was good.
Yeah.
And, obviously the other clans wanted to get hold of anything that works on the field is good. But the Inner Sphere, they first came across it when there was a force that was sent to the clan worlds.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember slightly reading about that,
yes. The clans invaded, and then all the Inner Sphere power says, let's do the Star League again, work together, push them out, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and then they went back and tried to track them back to the homeworlds type thing.
Yeah. So unfortunately for the Smoke Jaguars, they were the clan that was chosen to basically attack and completely wipe out to prove to the other clans that, hello, we're the Star League, stop it. Yeah. That's enough. So because they were the strongest at the time. They had some good gains and stuff like that, but they were chosen. So while their garrison forces of the Inner Sphere were all struggling with the counter attacks and things like that, back in the homeworlds, this Task Force Serpent, which is made up of a whole bunch from the Star League,
Okay, yep.
And their job was to basically level whatever assets they had, just take
blow it
over,
all
and
up.
that's it. Yep, so that's it. So they came across the ProtoMechs. And that's like in the stories and things like that.
That's
the novels,
your first encounter type thing.
Yeah, they said they're scanning. It's like when they came across the Timberwolf and they're scanning. It's not a marauder. It's not a that. It's that. It's this.
And that the same sort of thing happened when they hit the Toads as well, wasn't it? Because they didn't really have advanced battle armor type thing.
Well, they had none.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they were. They could have been robots.
It's all new.
Whatever.
New tech keeps showing up and going, new stuff, blam, 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 until they figure it out.
And unfortunately, I think some of them actually made the decision that they always do. It's smaller than my BattleMech. It's okay. We can defeat these. Yeah. Not cool.
Yes. Little doesn't mean worse. Dear.
But basically, the head scientist that was working on the development project sort of liked a lot of the old mythology stuff. So in particular, Greek things.
Start
like that.
naming them like stuff. Yeah.
So the first generation of ProtoMechs were all named after like creatures like rocks and Minotaur and Satyr and all that sort of thing. We'll talk about those. That's in the series. We're gonna go through all of them. But they basically, it was designed, obviously the fear factor. You want to generate that when you see something like that, and you would if you're a foot trooper and you saw something like that. You're like,
Yeah. But I mean, if you've also got that fear factor for the elements, you say, well, we're sending 3 points of Minotaurs at you, and it's got a better ring to it than there's 5 stars of Daxons coming, and you go,
nothing.
There's a bit of a difference there.
So that's basically what they'll be. So they have some common traits with how vehicles work, things like that. They can do physical attacks. They can do all sorts of stuff. But they are quite interesting.
Yeah. Oh, they're very, very cool.
Yeah.
I remember I used to get them mixed up with the Elementals, so I thought the Elementals were the guys that were in the pods, and I had to keep reminding myself it's
the opposite.
It's the other way around. But they've got through the rules, they've got specific stuff there, but then they've got a section of their own, and we'll go into that in the next video, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
But that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about ProtoMechs and seeing how they go on the field. We're going through all of that. All the things that we love, like maybe
Might
some
even
custom stuff.
Build one, yeah.
Please.
Keep an eye out.
All right, so that's the end of this video. Thank you to all of those who took part in the sale for us. So that's over now, but lots of people got lots of cool stuff. Naturally, Ironwood metal miniatures were very popular. Sold a lot of those. Sold a lot of BattleTech stuff. So, but thank you. I hope that was for everyone who's basically helped us. We've been going for 10 years. We're very grateful for everyone's little purchases here and there to keep us going, and it's cool. So we wanted to do something, and that's it.
Yeah, it looked like there was some good stuff in there.
But there will be some more sort of specials and promotions and things happening.
Yay!
If you sign up to our newsletter, you'll be informed about that. But also join us for our lives, which we do at the beginning of every month.
The first Sunday every month.
First Sunday of every month we
There's
do a live.
one coming soon, isn't there?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
But so that's what we're going to do. We'll announce some more stuff, and there'll be some other news that we've got coming.
Ooh.
Yes, news.
Swanky.
News is good.
News is good.
Tell me more. No, you have to wait. You have to wait, sir.
You can tell me after the camera's off.
I can.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll pretend to be shocked when you tell me later on camera.
If it appears on one of your if it appears on one of your other things, I'll be very upset.
Will you?
No, I won't. I'll just turn on the promotion. That's funny. All right, so that's it.
Dear.
So thank you for watching this.
ProtoMechs.
And we hope to see you soon to watch the other ones,
For
because honestly they are a lot of fun. We'll talk rules and we'll show all the others.
All good. Okay.
Thank you, people.
Bye,
Goodbye.
guys.